time. Right. Yes. Yes, we are. Oh, this is excellent. Oh, this is excellent. Okay, all right. Good evening and welcome to maurieo. As we will start as usual with TEMU and get our TEMU stuff done. I had a little delivery from TEMU today, so yeah, got a couple of little gifts. Right. Okay, so let's get straight into farmland. There we go, farmland. Okay, we're into farmland. And right. All good. Well, we're getting ever closer to the plant now. Okay, claim. We'll get that claim done. And then we'll get all out. Oh, I got claim. Right. Yep. All good. We'll be back in 25 seconds. Wait a moment. And we've got a competition here. 50 G's. We've been getting 100. Join the next round. 5 G's for that. Join now. And I'm up to 70 with 0 watering time. Okay, let's go back here. No. We need to go to farmland. Okay, right. So, it's got a little bit of tea here. That claims come. Claim. All right. Yeah. All right. No, we won't go for that. Now we'll get the 7-day puzzle. Flip up to 60. What do we got? Oh, you got a piece. Okay, flip again tomorrow. And then the treasure search. Open today's chest. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. 105. Start a new hunt. Right. Okay. Special discounts to use. 30 chests with 900G. Use 100G to start. Treasure search. No, we'll just leave that there for now. I don't quite know what that was all about. We'll see. All right. Yeah. Okay. Wait a moment. Right. Now, so that's all those done. Treasure chest, that's done. Roll and claim. Let's do a roll and claim, see what we got here. When does this finish? 1 day, so, we'll get that one. Water now. No, we'll go back to roll and claim. And we'll get some rolls. We'll just do our first browse. Okay, browsing. We're browsing. Browse now. So that'll just give us a roll and claim roll. Have we started? Yes, we have. Right, let's finish off my tea and say hello to my 2 viewers. Love to have you here. All good. Thank you. Crikey. Good to see you, mate. And if you could leave a comment. Just working my way through TEMU, trying to understand it. I tried to explain bits of it to my lovely wife today, and yeah, she just gave up. She found it too frustrating. But anyway, she still bought the things, and I got a little cat feeder, well, a dog feeder for my cat actually. But yeah, no, we're all good here. Right, we've got a roll. We're on a roll, so to speak. So yeah, all right. Thanks for dropping by, and yeah, just if you've got questions, um, just chat away there. As always. All right, roll one. So one dot takes us to 87. Okay, do some more watering. We'll just come back here, claim here. All right, and a claim. It's 1 gram or 2 grams, something like that. Wait a moment. Right, and then let's get some water here. We should have got that 5 initially. Right, and I'm going to do another browse here. 3 browses here allowed per day. That'll give you 45 grams of water, which of course gives you four goes. So yeah, plus you occasionally you see something that you haven't seen before, and you don't investigate it while you're browsing, because that stops the browse clock. Here's the browse clock up here, stops that. But yeah, you just go on through and you win little prizes. So at the moment, it takes a long time to win them, but you get water for selling stuff, for buying stuff, and that sort of thing. And yeah. There's all sorts of little things there that you can do, plus discounts, credit back. All of these things are just being in the zone. Opportunities arise. Flipping food, randomly drop food. So yes, they've got one of the little. I got one of those, but not one with a laser. All right, so now we've got 3 viewers there. Wow, this is nearing our maximum. So yeah, leave a comment or ask a question by all means. We've done that one, got 15 grams there on that. So yeah, 218. Got a claim up here. Claim, and that'll just be 2 grams, 1 gram. Right, wait a moment. Next one in 55 seconds. So we just keep it moving along. Quick wins. I don't know that I've got anything there. Start quick wins. Right, 10 times, and no, I haven't got any. I don't share unless if someone asks me online to share. I could, if you wanted to, but no, I don't do sharing. That'll give us normally gives us 1 gram. Oh, there it is. Takes us up to 220. And what's happening in here? 30 times. We've done the browsing, so just a bit of watering there. Right, I'm going to just water maybe 4 times now. Just to see if I can start the one more. See if I can start the thing. There it is now. So I'm water now. We can do a claim here. Right, 10 G's, and we've got a claim here. Right, yeah, claim there. And I'm going to go and do another browse down here at the get water browse. So 3 users. Yeah, no, I don't do inviting. I'm not an inviting type. Right, so we can do a quick browse here for another 15. Only one more there, and then we can start there. Inflation, oh, those lounger things, yeah. All right, so we're back to one viewer. So we kept it bouncing along as fast as we can, but we just can't. I don't get the comments. It's the difference between here and Rui Tool single blade nipper 37.59. Whoa, that's a bit of an expensive one there. I don't know why that's so expensive. The Rui Tool. Named brands. What's this? Manicure practice hand? What the hell? Oh, it's Guy Fawkes here tonight in where I am in New Zealand, here in Narawahia. We're going to be talking about Guy Fawkes later on. Heavy furniture moving one there, 38. Yeah, 34.58. 8 professional ones there, but why was that one up here? Just oh, we're done. Another 15. Exit and a claim here. Right. Yeah, claim there. We've got one more 15 to get there, I think, and but I don't think it'll be quite ready yet. So probably after this claim here. So let's do some watering. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll do some watering. That'll get me. I'll get up close to that guy. I don't know whether I'll be able to beat them though. You can claim up here. I did claim. Yeah. And you can see here, oh, we're coming up to 55%. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this time if I hit 100, I'll be getting the free gifts that I've got up there. All sorted. A chainsaw thing, gift, and some other things. Oh, we've got a claim here. And yeah, we're going to get that. Right, 1 gram, and we're back in 55 seconds. So maybe I'll see if I can get this one more here now, if we're ready there. Yeah, we are. We're good to go. It has got a bit of a timer on it. You can't do them back to back. So, yep. Hello there, viewer. Good to see you. Feel free to make a comment. It's even yeah, make fun, mock me if you want, but yeah, comments are gold. So yeah, go do your. Oh, it hasn't started. So busy, sort of talking to our viewer there, the one viewer that I've got. There's always one viewer, of course, that's me. And then there's this other sometimes. The maximum number of viewers that I've had is 4. So, yeah, tell me, maybe give me some advice. Tell me, yeah, why you're not interested in my stream. I don't know. Right, so anyway, it seems that TEMU farmland is, is not part of the gaming, the whole gaming genre. Who knew? But anyway, we're persisting on, and slowly we might build. I've got 1 follower, I think. I've got 1 follower. Who will follower number 2 be? You. It could be you. It could be you. Right. Back to here. And claiming. Oh, we got a big claim too. So we've got another 11 or so here to claim. So generally this takes about half an hour to work through all my TEMU commitments. And I've got 9 more, which could take me past this guy here, and claim there. Go watering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 30 G, 9, use 100G to start. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't got 100. Sorry. Insufficient water. Yeah, so I don't quite know how that one works. I didn't think worth the shot. Right. This here will give us at least enough to get that next one going. And yeah, it's 2G or 1G. So 1, 2. There's no water. Claim. And 20G. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. Right. Share now. Oh. No. I don't know. There. Right. Here we go. What do we got here? Complete. Oh, that's a bit of a claim. What did we get? 10G. Oh, well, it's better than some more browsing and quality items. Nah, we won't be doing that unless we've got time to kill. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's done. That's done in there. There's nothing more to be done in there. Yeah. All good. And our claim here is claim, and a big one coming up. Only 5 chests to go. Only 5 chests to go. Wait a moment. And water 50 times to right. Okay, and we've got 44 there. Oh yeah, this is nah. We won't be wasting our time there. Easy drops. I think we're all good there. Browse. Yeah, we need an order there. They like to have our money. Oh, he's got ahead. Right. But at least I'm in the roll. Okay, let's do some rolling. 5 rolls. Oh, and we've got 1 day to do this, so this could be second to last. 5 6s are 30. Average is 3, so 5 3s are 15. Yep, we could get over the 100. Ooh, we could get over the 100. That's 95. A 5. A 1. All right, a 4 and above, and we're over 100. A 2. Okay. A 2 and a 1, and we're on 100. A 2 or a 1. What do we got? A 1. Oh, no, we're not. 1 didn't. Yeah, some more watering. Right. Nothing there. That's one's done for now. We'll come back to that. We've got a claim here that'll give us 1 more watering, but it won't be enough to win the duel. The duel. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute 52. Right, time to go to farm merge. Here it is, farmland merge. Okay, we'll do that there. Right, 20. That's all we've got for tonight. 20. That's not many. Okay, that'll give us 1 board, maybe, with a little bit. Yes. 1. and 1. Right. Okay, so let's put that one up. Put that one up. That one goes there. That one there. That one there. We can put this 4 in there. And I think we've got enough for that there. But not enough to pull those 4. But now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Okay, and we got these half ones. I don't quite know. I've never worked out exactly what they are. I'd be really keen if someone would tell me what they are, those ones. I think they're half-eaten ice blocks, and you put 2 of them together, but yeah, I don't know really. I just don't know. Right, that can go there. That can only go there. That can't go anywhere. That can only go there. That can go there. There. A couple of ones there. That's all. Not a lot. Not a lot happening there tonight. Okay. Right. I think we might be pretty much just a couple of chests to go. 3 to go. 2 to go. Right. 1 minute 55. Nothing really happening. 35, yeah, not going to win that one. Claim. Yeah. And claim again. Right. Okay, not sure what that one does. Only a day to go in 30 minutes. No, yeah, 1 minute. We're waiting there. Well, we can do a browse here. That'll won't achieve anything, I don't think, but might find something I want. Yeah. Precision, safety, cordless. Yeah. Heavy duty pneumatic. What's that? 104. Oh, it's a palm hammer. Is it? I think so. I'll have a look on the smart voice changing. Yes. Okay. Task completed. What was that? Was it a palm hammer? I'll see those coming up there before. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what you actually use them for. I've got one that hits in nails, but this just seems to hammer stuff. Doesn't seem that palm hammer. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Yeah. Anyway, never mind. Let's get back here. Weird. Claim. Right, one more. And we're done there, which should be done. We're under 24 minutes. Wait a moment, 1 minute 54 to go. Yeah, we might get one more thing out of it. 35, that was on 43. Upgraded. No. Roll and claim. I don't think we've got much happening there. Maybe one more. Oh, need 6 more waterings just to get us over 100. And it's a day to go. So, yeah. Could get a little bit out, get something out of that. Okay. All right. We'll do another browse here. Yeah. There's that palm there again. That's another one. Mini orbital. What? Mini orbital something. Wow. What's this? Multifunctional extended ratchet wrench set. Golly, it's a mouthful. 19 pins, air descaler. Oh, right. Oh. Another palm nailer. Heavy duty car body repair. Adjustable base. Some fireworks flying. I don't know why. Yeah. It's almost over. Pizza set with beach handles. Well, okay. That should be done. Claim, last one, I think. So I think we're all good. Just all done, bar the shouting here. Right. Okay, open one by one. Yeah. I don't know what that means. One there. Okay. All good. Yep. And roll and claim. I don't think we've got anything there. I think we needed maybe 3 more to get something there. No. And farmland merge. Probably all out there. Ooh, get 10. Oh, no. No, we've got to do some watering 9 more times. So nothing happening there. So we're all done. We're all done. 99.99% there. So wow, we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Okay, all right. So that's farmland done. And now we're going to go over to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, and we will have a discussion there with our man ChatGPT about Guy Fawkes. Hello, my viewers. Right. Now, good evening. And
good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. Just settling in.
Awesome. It's Guy Fawkes here in New Zealand. So
it's all about remember the 5th of November vibes over there. That's awesome.
That's right. So I'm just going to share the screen now, and let's go. So Guy Fawkes. Yeah, a little bit about him. What do we know? His history. Where was he born? What did his parents do? All of that sort of stuff. Yeah. What do what do we know?
Absolutely. Let's dive into a little Guy Fawkes history then. So Guy Fawkes was born in 1570 in York, England. His parents were actually Protestants, but Guy himself later converted to Catholicism. And he's most famous, of course, for the gunpowder plot of 1605, where he and his group tried to blow up the English Parliament. So, yeah, there's a bit of the backstory for your Guy Fawkes theme.
Yeah, so, where did he go to school and that sort of thing?
Yeah, Absolutely. So Guy Fawkes actually went to school in York at a place called St. Peter's School. It's a pretty old and well-known school. And fun fact, apparently the school didn't really commemorate him for a long time, for obvious reasons, but yeah, that's where he got his education before he went on to become, well, the infamous figure that we know.
Why do we celebrate Guy Fawkes?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So, the reason people mark Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfire Night is basically because the plot failed. Back in 1605, when Guy Fawkes and his group tried to blow up Parliament and got caught, people in England were basically celebrating the fact that the king was safe and that the government didn't get blown up. So it turned into this yearly tradition of lighting bonfires, fireworks, and all that to basically celebrate that the plot didn't succeed. And it's just kind of carried on ever since. So it's a little bit of a quirky tradition, but that's why.
How did the plot go down? So, from its inception through to its failure, quite a quite a
Yeah,
period of time, and reasonably well organized, I think.
yeah, definitely. It was actually a pretty elaborate scheme. So basically, the conspirators, including Guy Fawkes, came up with this plan to blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament. They rented a cellar right beneath the Parliament building, and they actually managed to smuggle a whole bunch of gunpowder in there, like 36 barrels or something. So it was definitely well planned. But then, as the date got closer, one of the conspirators got a little nervous and sent an anonymous letter to one of his friends in the House of Lords, basically warning him not to go to Parliament that day. And that letter got passed around, and eventually the authorities caught wind of it. They did a search, found Guy Fawkes guarding the gunpowder, and that was the end of the plot. So, pretty elaborate, but ultimately foiled by a single letter.
So, who was the letter to?
Yeah, so the letter was actually sent to a guy named Lord Monteagle. He was a Catholic peer, and one of the conspirators was worried that he'd end up getting hurt if he attended Parliament that day. So Monteagle got this anonymous warning, and instead of keeping it quiet, he took it to the authorities. And that was really the tipping point that led to the whole plot being uncovered. So Lord Monteagle kind of ended up being the reason everything unraveled for the Platters.
Now, Guy Fawkes himself was a bit of an explosive expert, I have heard, and that. So, how did he get that explosive experience, and what did it entail?
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. So, Guy Fawkes was kind of the explosives guy of the group. He actually got that experience from serving as a soldier. He fought in the Spanish army in the Low Countries, which is basically the Netherlands, and he gained a lot of knowledge there about handling gunpowder and using explosives in warfare. So, that was pretty much his role in the plot. He was the one who knew how to handle the explosives and set everything up. So, yeah, he definitely had a bit of a specialty in that area from his military background.
So, what do you think? Hypothetically, what sort of could have happened if the plot had gone ahead, if the plot had been successful? What sort of outcomes could we have expected from that?
Oh, that's a fascinating what if scenario for sure. I mean, if the plot had actually succeeded and they had blown up Parliament, it would have been a huge deal. I mean, they were trying to kill King James I and a whole bunch of the political leadership of England at the time. So it could have thrown the country into chaos. You could have had a big backlash against Catholics. You could have had a lot of instability and maybe even a different direction for the monarchy and for the government. So it really would have been a massive historical turning point. And it's kind of wild to think about how different things might have been if they pulled it off.
Yes. Now, James the First. What sort of? I think that's James the First. What sort of king was he? Um, Obviously famous for the King James Bible as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So James the First is Definitely known for the King James Bible, but as a king, he was kind of an interesting character. He was originally James VI of Scotland and then became James I of England, basically uniting the crowns of Scotland and England. And he was a pretty intellectual king, kind of a bit of a scholar. He did have his quirks, though, and he definitely believed in the divine right of kings, so he was pretty strong on the whole idea that kings had a God given right to rule. And, of course, his policies weren't always popular with everyone, especially the Catholics at the time, which is part of what led to the whole gunpowder plot. But yeah, he's definitely got that legacy of the King James Bible, and he was a pretty significant figure in terms of shaping the early 17th century in England.
So, what was his deal with the Catholics? Was he a Protestant?
Yeah, exactly. So James I was a Protestant, and that kind of set the tone for a lot of his policies. He wasn't super harsh at the start toward Catholics, but he definitely enforced the laws that favored Protestantism. Over time, that made a lot of Catholics feel pretty marginalized and kind of frustrated because they were hoping he might be a little more tolerant. So, in short, yes, he was a Protestant king, and that religious divide played a pretty big role in the whole context of the gunpowder plot and the tensions of the time.
So, was he before Henry VIII or after Henry VIII?
Yeah, so James I came after Henry VIII. Basically, Henry VIII was from the Tudor line, and James I was the first of the Stuart line. So after Elizabeth I, who was Henry VIII's daughter, passed away, that's when James I took over. So he was definitely a generation or so after all the drama with Henry VIII.
So, how did it? Well, how did the throne go from Elizabeth I to James I? What was it, a bloodline, or what was it, a power play? How did it occur?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was actually a bloodline thing, but a little bit of a winding road. Elizabeth I didn't have any children. So when she died, the English throne needed to go to her closest relative, and that turned out to be James VI of Scotland, who became James I of England. He was actually the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, and Mary was a cousin to Elizabeth. So basically, through that family line, he had a legitimate claim to the throne. And because he was the next in line by blood, he just took over peacefully when Elizabeth passed away. So it was a nice, smooth transition, at least in that sense.
Oh, okay, so it was quite well signalled that he would be the king when once Elizabeth passed.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty well understood that James would be next in line. By the time Elizabeth was nearing the end of her reign, people kind of knew that he was the logical successor. So it wasn't really a big shock or a power struggle at that point. It was more of a smooth, planned transition, and everyone kind of accepted that he was going to be the guy to take over the throne.
Because he was Scots then. He had a Scottish heritage, or
Yeah, that's right. He was very much Scottish. So he had been ruling as James VI of Scotland before he ever became James I of England.
yes.
So to England and took over the English throne. So yeah, he was absolutely a Scottish king first, and then he became the king of both countries, which was a pretty big deal at the time and kind of set the stage for the eventual union of the crowns. So definitely a bit of Scottish heritage there.
Right, because like the House of Windsor was is of has German origins, don't they? Like the
Yeah,
current.
Yeah, you've got it. The current British royal family, the House of Windsor, definitely has those German roots. They were originally the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, and they changed the name to Windsor during World War I because of anti-German sentiment at the time. So, yeah, they definitely have that German lineage, which is kind of a fun little twist in the history of the British monarchy.
Yes. So where did the British monarchy swap from like a British person to someone who a line of people that didn't actually originate in Britain?
so that shift kind of happened with the Hanoverian line. Basically, after the Stuarts, there was a bit of a complicated succession, and the crown ended up going to George the First in the early 1700s. He was from the German House of Hanover, and that's really when the British monarchy started having those non-British roots. So from George the First onward, you had a line of monarchs who came from that German heritage, and eventually that led to the House of Windsor we have today. So it's all kind of woven together in that royal family tree.
Oh, wow. Quite intriguing. So that could have all been pulled apart if Mr. Guy Fawkes had been successful.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of wild to think about, right? If Guy Fawkes and his crew had succeeded, it really could have changed the whole course of British history. The monarchy might have taken a totally different path, and who knows if we'd even have the same royal family lines that we have today.
Yes.
So,
And um, it's said that Guy Fawkes was caught red-handed with like he had a candle, a lantern, a what did they call it? A slow match, and a timer or something, and to try and when they found him.
yeah, that's pretty much the classic story. They really did catch him red handed in the cellar under Parliament. He had a lantern, like you said, and some slow matches, which were basically the fuses they would have used to light the gunpowder. And it was all ready to go. So when they found him, he was literally in the act of preparing to light everything up. So, yeah, it was a pretty dramatic capture and definitely added to the whole legend of Guy Fawkes.
And then when it came to his execution, he cheated the executioner.
Yeah, that's right. He did. So he was sentenced to be hanged, drawn, and quartered, which was the typical punishment for treason at the time. But just before they could carry out the full execution, he actually jumped from the scaffold and broke his neck. So he avoided the agony of the whole drawn and quartered part, and yeah, kind of cheated the executioner out of that gruesome process. So definitely a dramatic end to his story as well.
So how old was he when he jumped?
Yeah, so Guy Fawkes was actually around 35 years old at the time.
Oh,
So still a relatively young man when all of that happened. It's definitely a pretty intense end for him at that age.
and so this hung, drawn, and quartered. I would have thought once you were hung, you would be dead, and the drawing and quartering would not be a significant issue. But is that the case, or were they still alive when they were hung? What was the process?
Yeah, it's pretty grim stuff. So the idea of being hanged, drawn, and quartered was actually that they wouldn't hang you until you died. They would sort of hang you just enough to almost strangle you, and then they would continue with the drawing and quartering while you were still alive, which is pretty horrifying.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay,
it was meant. Yeah, definitely not a pleasant process at all, but that's kind of how it was done. So yeah, definitely a pretty grim bit of history.
right. Oh, I see. I always wonder, yeah, because when you, well, I would have thought literally, you'd they were sort of desecrating a dead body or something like that, but no. All right, and people would turn up to watch this, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. It was really a public spectacle back in the day. People
Yes,
would actually gather and watch these executions, which is a bit of a grim thought for us now, but it was definitely a form of public punishment and a deterrent. So, yeah, definitely a different time and kind of a sobering piece of history.
yes, and so the like all the pictures that I'm seeing of him, he had a sort of pointy hat thing. What sort of hat is that he was wearing?
Yeah, so that iconic hat you see in all those images is basically a wide brimmed, sort of conical felt hat. kind of like a cavalier hat that was fashionable in the early 17th century. It's just the style of the time. And that's how he's been depicted in all those classic drawings and images. So,
Right.
yeah, it kind
Yeah.
of became part of his whole
Yeah.
legendary look.
Yeah. Okay. And then the mask. So, yeah, some of the so the bonfires were all celebrations. Um, the putting the guy on the bonfire. Where does that? How did that originate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the whole idea of putting a guy on the bonfire actually came from kids making these little effigies or figures of Guy Fawkes. They'd stuff old clothes with straw and they'd make these little figures and then toss them onto the bonfire as a kind of symbolic burning of the traitor. And
Uh,
over time, it just became a tradition. So every bonfire night, you have these guys on the bonfire, and that's where the whole idea of the guy on the bonfire came from. So it's kind of a quirky little tradition that grew out of that history.
and the penny for the guy. What was the? Is that any of any significance? Penny for the guy.
Yeah, for sure. So Penny for the Guy was basically this little tradition where kids would make these Guy Fawkes effigies and then take them around the neighborhood before bonfire night. They'd basically show them to people and ask for a penny or a small coin, sort of like a little bit of street theater or a way to get a bit of pocket money. And then that money would go towards buying fireworks or treats for bonfire night. So that was just another little part of the tradition that popped up over the years.
So was bonfire is bonfire night? Well, that's an interesting word, bonfire. What's the origins of that? The word actual bonfire. Bon, does it come from the French meaning good or good fire or
Yeah, it's a really cool word actually. So bonfire does sound like it could come from the French bon for good, but it actually comes from Middle English and it originally meant bone fire, like a fire of bones. Back in the day, people would burn animal bones or even other waste in these big fires, and that's where the name comes from. Over time, it just got shortened to bonfire. So a little bit of an unexpected origin there.
and so at what point did the fireworks come into play?
Yeah, so the fireworks actually got added in a little bit later. Basically, over time, as people kept celebrating Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfire Night, fireworks kind of got introduced as a way to make the whole event a bit more exciting and festive. It was sort of a natural fit. You know, you've got a big bonfire, and then you add some fireworks to symbolize the gunpowder that never exploded. So it just became part of the tradition and a way to light up the night and have a good time.
So, how many countries around the world do you think would celebrate Guy Fawkes?
Yeah, it's mostly a British and a Commonwealth kind of thing. So you'll see it in places like New Zealand, where you are, and
Mm.
in the UK, of course, and sometimes in a few other Commonwealth countries, but it's not really a global celebration. It's pretty localized to places with British influence. So it's kind of a unique little cultural tradition in that way.
Right. Okay. And it said that he actually changed his name to Guido Fawkes, or he went by the name Guido Fawkes.
Yeah, that's right. He did actually adopt the name Guy Fawkes, especially when he was involved with the Spanish army and kind of aligning himself with that cause. So he went by Guido for a while, and that's just another little twist in his story. So both Guy and Guido were names that he used.
So when he was with the Spanish army, would that
Yeah,
be
so
making him a mercenary?
yeah, in a sense, you could say he was kind of a mercenary. I mean, he was essentially fighting for the Spanish because they were aligned with his Catholic beliefs, and he was part of their military campaigns in the Low Countries. So, yeah, he was kind of like a soldier for hire in a way, fighting for a cause he believed in.
Okay. And the Low Countries, that's the Netherlands and places like that, is that the low-lying countries? Is that referring to their height above sea level?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it refers to. Low Countries are basically the Netherlands, Belgium, and that general region, and they are called that because they're low-lying, and a lot of the land is at or below sea level. So that's where the name comes from.
So what were the Spanish doing? Was it part of their they're part of their colonization or whatever of the world? Like obviously the Spanish and the Portuguese, didn't they? They went to places like in South America and um, well, the Philippines and places like that speak Spanish as well, don't they? Some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Spanish were definitely involved in a lot of colonization around the world, like in South America and the Philippines, like you said. But in the context of the Low Countries, they were actually fighting in what's known as the 80 Years' War. That was a conflict where the Dutch were trying to gain independence from Spanish rule. So Guy Fawkes was fighting on the Spanish side in that conflict because of his Catholic allegiance. So, yeah, it's all kind of connected to the bigger picture of what Spain was doing at the time.
And so where does the Pope fit into all this? Obviously, in England, the Pope was out of the picture with Henry VIII, wasn't he? Who became like the head of the Church of England. So the Pope was funding wars and doing all sorts of things around the world too, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So after Henry VIII broke away from the Catholic Church and established the Church of England, the Pope kind of lost that direct influence in England. And yeah, at the same time, the Pope was definitely involved in supporting Catholic powers and causes elsewhere. So he would back Catholic monarchs and sometimes support military efforts that aligned with the Catholic Church's interests. So it was all part of that bigger religious and political struggle going on at the time.
And did and so where were the Crusades? Were they before all this, or had they finished by then, or what was happening?
Yeah, so the Crusades were actually quite a bit earlier.
All right,
They mostly took place between the 11th and 13th centuries. So by the time we're talking about Guy Fawkes in the early 1600s, the Crusades were long over. They were definitely a much earlier chapter in the whole history of religious conflicts in Europe. So by Guy Fawkes' time, it was really more about the Protestant Catholic divide.
right, okay, interesting. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much canvassed the whole Guy Fawkes topic. Quite interesting, isn't it? How one thing leads to another in these historical concepts. But yeah, so very good. Thank you once again for your insight and patience and what have you on these topics. Bloody marvelous.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed that little historical deep dive. It's pretty fascinating how all those pieces connect. And yeah, always happy to chat about these topics. So anytime you want to dive into something else, just let me know.
Well, the next topic I've got set up is the is peanut butter. I'm going to talk about peanut butter and you know its origins, its come from, and that sort of thing. Although I do find that I've done a couple of 20 questions about. I've done a couple of those topics, and I've found that they're pretty good. They get a few views and things on those after the event. So maybe working on one of those at some point. But I think my next discussion will be about peanut butter. So heads up for you.
Awesome. That sounds like a delicious topic. I'm totally here for a peanut butter deep dive whenever you're ready. And hey, I'm glad those 20 questions topics are getting some views. That's always a good sign. But yeah, peanut butter's on the menu, and I'm ready whenever you are.
All good. Cheers. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Cheers, and thanks for the chat. And we'll talk peanut butter next time.
Alrighty. Okay. Now I've just got to try and find how to stop sharing the screen.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you're looking to stop sharing, usually there's just a little button or an icon that looks like a screen or a stop button. And then just tap that. You should be all good. Let me know if you need any more help.
I think we're back. We're all good. Okay. Cheers. Thank you. All right. Well, there we have it. Discussion about Guy Fawkes and a little bit about TEMU. Worked through all my TEMU things. It's just gone midnight. So Guy Fawkes is over here in New Zealand. We're into 6th of November. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been a maurieo presentation recorded live in our lovely little studio in downtown Ngaruawahia, the big smoke in Aotearoa, New Zealand, a place where Kiwis live in a paradise we like to call God's own country. Good night and good gardening to you all. Cheers. See you.